So, good morning, dear student. Today I am going to make you revise topic sentence analysis. Sentence analysis. Page number 17 from your grammar book. See, sentence analysis. For that, you have to keep this thing in your mind, the basics that you have been doing for last so many years. Like it has been started in I think class 3rd or 4th. That sentence is divided into two parts. First is the subject and second is predicate. So you have to recall these basic facts, only then you will be able to understand the main concept of sentence analysis. Okay, so sentence is divided into two parts, subject and predicate. Okay, subject and predicate. So what is subject? Subject is who or what is being talked about. Who or what is being talked about. Clear? Who or what is being talked about, that comes in the category of subject, or who or what does an action. Okay, so you have to keep only these 2 points in your mind. Who is being talked about or what is being talked about, that part of a sentence will be considered as a subject. And what will be the predicate? Predicate is a part of a sentence that tells us something about the subject, that tells us something about the subject. And always keep this thing in your mind, that predicate always carries a verb in it. And don't keep this misconception in your mind that subject always comes in the beginning and predicate comes at the last. So many students have this misconception. Which conversation is going on in this class? So we have discussed first, second and third example. A young man, anxious. Okay. So in young man, man was described as a subject word. Okay. In second, a happy child, child was described as a subject word. And a and happy both are its attribute. And in third, growing children, children was described as a subject verb and growing was its attribute. And I have told you so many times that attributes can be an adjective, it can be a participle, or it can be a participle, adjective, it can be infinitive, pronoun, an article, or a phrase. Okay, bachche? Now, so many students are raising their hands. Very good response. What about others? Those who are not responding in the class? Text me, bachche. You text me, tell me, Mr. Narayan, the school principal, what is subject word and its attribute here? Shabd, you can text me. So, the school principal and Mr. Narayan. Divide this subject into two parts. Okay? Mr. Narayan, the school principal. So, what will be its subject word? Subject word will be, tell me, hurry up. Subject word will be, yes, Mr. Narayan, this is main subject word. This is main subject word. And the school principal, it is describing Mr. Narayan. So this word is used as a description. So the school principal, that these are known as attributes. Okay. Now you have come to know, I have explained you how to find out subject and predicate. Okay. And you are very much well versed in that, how to find out subject and predicate. After finding subject and predicate, what you people will do, you will separate the subject, and from that subject you have to find out what is subject and what is its attribute. Subject word, it means the main word which is being described here. Like here, man is being described, child is being described, children are being described. Mr. Narayan is being described. So all these are subject words, and other particulars which are used with that, it can be participle, it can be infinitive, it can be adjective, it can be pronoun, it can be article, it can be a phrase. Whatever is being used with that, it will be your attributes. Clear? So clear? Shall I move further? Shall I move further afterwards? In that, now next we have to describe that subject, word and attribute you have found to know, you have come to know. Now you have to tell about the verb and adverbial qualifications. Okay, you have to find out adverb and adverbial qualification. So let's get ready for that. Now you can easily find out subject and predicate. Okay. Now for that I am going to take page number 21, exercise C. Page number 21, exercise C, page number 21. I am going to take. Okay. Now young Pragya played well. I am taking one example to make you this concept clear. Young Pragya played well. Okay. First of all, read this sentence very, very carefully and identify subject, word and its attribute. Before that, you have to divide this sentence into two parts. Young Pragya, this is your subject, and played well, this is your predicate. This is the first method to do. Now, second, how will you find out? What is being described here? What is being described here? So, subject word, what will be that? Subject word will be Pragya. Yes. And attribute, what will be its attribute? That to describe Pragya, what word is used? To describe Pragya, what word is used? It is young. So, young is attribute. Young is attribute and Pragya is subject word. Now you can easily find out that. After that we have to find out the verb and its adverbial qualification. Verb, it is very easy. Even in class 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th you were able to find out verb. Verb tells about action. Verb tells about action. Okay. So what is verb here? Verb here is played. Yes, verb here is played. Okay. But what is adverbial qualification? How to find out adverbial qualification? For that, keep some points in your mind that how to find out adverbial qualification. Very simple, that in predicate the verb may be qualified, whatever the verb it is given. Okay. So whatever the verb is given, it can be qualified using an adverb. It means with the verb any adverb is given, or a group of word is given, or a group of word is given, and all these work as an complete adverb. Okay. So this all is known as adverbial qualification. It means with verb, whatever the adverb is given or whatever the another group of word is given, all these are known as adverbial qualification. Clear, bachche? Now here played well. So played here is my verb and well here is my adverbial qualification. For adverbial qualification I am writing AQ only. Okay, I have written AQ. So young is attribute, subject word is pragya, played is verb and well is adverbial qualification. Now I am going to take some of the sentences from this exercise to make you this concept more clear. It is so easy, not so tough. You have to keep only the basics of grammar that you have been doing for last so many years, basics of grammar in your mind. Now, all the employees went on a picnic. All the employees went on a picnic. All the employees went on the picnic. So all the employees, first of all, what is being described? Okay, so employees will be subject verb. Okay, all the employees, this will be your attribute. Yes, this will be your attribute. Okay, and went will be your verb. And on the picnic, this will be your adverbial qualification. Why it is adverbial qualification? Because it can be a group of words also. I have told you that with verb, adverb it can be used, or it can be a group of words also. So on a picnic, it is a group of words which is used to describe verb. So when on a picnic, it is your adverbial qualification. Okay, now I'm going to take only 8th example, 8th sentence. Rest of the sentence you will be doing on your own. So I'm going to take 8th sentence. 8th is, this fort is made of sandstone. This fort is made of sandstone. This fort is made of sandstone. So this fort, no, this is subject, okay. This part is subject and it is made of, this fort is subject and is made up of predicate, okay. Now what is subject word? Fort is a what? Tell me, hurry up, reply me. Only 7-8 students are present. What about others? They are not participating in the class. Yes. So fort will be your subject word. Okay. And this will be your attribute, because it is describing fort, and is will be your verb. Very good. Is will be your verb. And made of sandstone, it is a group of words and it is your adverbial qualification. Adverbial qualification. Clear बच्चे? Clear? So this concept is clear. Now shall I move further? If any of the doubt you are having, you can ask me. Now next topic that you are having in your mind, having in your syllabus is direct object and indirect object. Direct object and indirect object. So get ready for that. So now I am going to explain direct object, and indirect object. See, in sentence, in transitive verb, two objects are given. One is direct object and another is indirect object. Okay. Now I am going to take one of the example. For example, Payal gave Rupa a book. Payal gave Rupa a book. Now this sentence is given. Okay. Now here what is gave? Gave here is verb. Okay. But when we ask question that Payal gave what? What did Payal give? put what. Okay, so what will be the answer? What did Payal give? What will be the question answer? A book. Okay, so when it is giving the answer of what, it will come in the category of direct object. You take any of the example, okay, whatever the question is asked in your paper, take that example, put what on that and give answer also. When you are framing question by using what and you are writing answer, you are getting answer and directly it is giving the answer of what question. Payal gave Rupa a book. What did Payal give? A book. So you are directly answering. So when there is a direct object, it is giving the answer of what, so it will come into the category of direct object. Okay, but when you put a question using a whom, to whom did he give the book, to whom did she give the book, so answer will be Rupa. Okay, so when you are getting the answer of whom, so it will come into the category of indirect object. Simple. Within 1 minute you can revise it. When it is giving the answer of question what, it is direct object. When it is giving the answer of whom, it comes in the category of indirect objects. So within 2 minutes we are able to do exercise D, page number 22. So get ready for that. Exercise 2, page number 22. Exercise D, sorry, exercise D, page number 22. Quickly, just revise this topic. Exercise D, page number 22. Quickly, if direct object gives the answer of what and indirect object gives the answer of whom, only keep this thing in your mind. If what is giving, if it is giving the answer of what, it is direct object. If it is giving the answer of whom, it is indirect object. Now quickly tell me answer first, second, third. Tara promised her friends a treat. What did Tara promise? A treat. So here I am making a list of direct object and here I am making a list of indirect object. So in first, what is direct object? A treat. And what is indirect objects? Her friends. Clear बच्चे? Okay, clear. Now second, Mrs. Upadhyay teaches us Hindi. What does Mrs. Upadhyay teaches us? What does? Hindi. To whom? To whom does she teaches us? To whom does she teaches? Us. Okay. Did you give Niti her check? Now in this question, when interrogative is given, interrogative is given and you get confused, you simply change into assertive. Did you give Niti her check? You gave Niti her check. What did you give to Niti? What did you give to Niti? What did you give? Her check. Yes. And to whom did you give? To whom did you give? To whom? Niti. Okay. Now I'm going to take fourth, fifth, sixth example also to make you this concept more clear. Grace bought Kriti a new guitar. What did Grace buy? What did Grace buy? It is giving the answer of what? If I put what, it is giving the answer a new guitar. So it will be my direct object. For whom did Grace buy? For whom? It will be answer Kriti. Father gave mother a lovely sari. What did father give? What did father give? A lovely sari. So a lovely sari will be direct object. To whom did father give? To whom? Whom? Mother. So it is indirect object. Please pass me the salt. Please pass me the salt. What to be passed? What is being requested to be passed? What is being requested to be passed? The salt. To whom? To whom the salt should be passed? To me. So all these are direct object and all these are indirect object. You can check your answers, and in this way within some time you can revise this topic. Clear, bachche? Tomorrow I will be taking one more grammar topic and one writing skill. We will be revising this thing tomorrow. Okay. Still, bachche, you have. Okay, Ananya is saying now the concept is very much clear. Thank you, Beta. Thank you so much. If the concept is clear to you, I'm really glad to know that my dear students, they have understood this topic within a less time. They have revised it thoroughly in the class. If you pay proper attention in class, you can revise grammar in class. Okay, so tomorrow, bache, get ready with same with your grammar books. I will be taking one grammar topic, narrations. I will be teaching you narrations tomorrow. We will be doing simple narration, revising, and we will also revise one writing skill. Okay, Akul is saying yes, it is totally clear. Good, beta. You are my good student. Okay. Thank you, Taranya, beta. Now, bache, I am going to over your class. Till if you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. Tomorrow, get ready with the revision of one writing skill and one grammar topic. Okay, bache.